All right, y'all, it's happening. It is happening. Everybody calm down. Everybody relax. Relax. It's happening. I like to think I have something to do with this. Put in the comment section below if you think I had something to do with this. I don't know if I'm tooting my own horn here too much. I don't know if I'm off the mark. But I like to think maybe I played a tiny role in this, okay? This is in the Daily Beast. Joe Rogan fans are done with his Elon Musk obsession. You know, for a long time, it's me and people like me, we thought we were taking the crazy pills, right? That this, like the #1 podcast in the world and just been so dominant for so long. And it's like you listen to some of it and you're like, who the fuck is watching this, bro? Like, who's watching this? It's literally the jack-off Elon Musk hour. Like, what are we doing here? But it caught up. It caught up with him. The popular podcast appears to have switched gears since the November polls. Joe Rogan fans are starting to hate how much he loves Elon Musk, the podcast juggernaut shot to fame for lively discussions of largely non-political topics. But that seems to have changed since President Donald Trump won the election, thanks in part to podcast bros like Rogan. A Reddit community with 1.5 million subscribers dedicated to discussing all things Rogan has grown exasperated with the host constantly fawning over Musk, who he described as a super genius in a recent episode. Oh, that's not even half of the glazing, bro. That's just like a little tiny speck of the glazing that normally happens on this show. Rogan has mentioned Musk by name on all but 2 of the 14 episodes released since Trump's inauguration, according to Politico. The billionaire Doge chief has also appeared on the show 5 times. Quote, "The way he fawns over Elon is really off-putting," one Reddit comment reads. "It's literally hard to watch," another fan said. Joe and his anti-elite billionaire friends are becoming the swamp they've always hated. One comment called Rogan state-run propagandist media. The Joe Rogan experience was recently overtaken by the anti-Trump podcast Midas Touch. Okay, I'm going to give you more on that in a second, but let me see. Last time I read this article, I clicked on the thing. So there's a thing here about Elon and Doge. Okay. It's kind of scary how many people in this country genuinely believe that a person's financial success is a direct measure of their intelligence. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Mr. Rando on Joe Rogan subreddit. That's exactly right. And this is one of the things that Rogan has fell for so long. This idea of we already live in a meritocracy, right? Everything's already fair. Everything's already just. So if somebody becomes a billionaire, they're just a mega genius. They just work harder than everybody else. They're just smarter than everybody else. And that is, especially when it comes to Elon, that is immensely preposterous. Some of the hardest working people I've ever known in my life were working 2 or 3 jobs and barely at the poverty line, if that. And I remember in high school sitting there watching my friend Kevin bust his ass and, wasn't reaping the rewards. And I thought, wow, we've been sold such a massive lie, haven't we? Some of the hardest working people are living at the poverty line or under the poverty line. We have millions of literally working poor people in this country. They work a full-time job. They don't make enough money to survive. I mean, to not see the glaring issues with that. And look, for Elon Musk, one of the big things, like, how many red flags can there be before you wake up to some of them, right? Like, for example, this is low-hanging fruit. But remember when he claimed to be like one of the best video game players in the world for a couple specific games? And then he live streamed himself playing one of those games, and all of the pros in that gaming community said, bro, he literally has no idea what he's doing. Like, he's not even good at it. He's not even good. Never mind one of the best players in the world. And he had lied relentlessly about how he's one of the best in the world. In order to be one of the best in the world, you got to play all day, every day, and basically do nothing but that. Homie, you got more than 13 kids. You got 1,000 fucking businesses. You've illegally taken over the government. And we're supposed to believe, oh yeah, he's just one of the best. Like, he's trying to sell this myth of like, I'm the most intelligent person that's ever lived. And it's just, he's high in his own supply. He looks like a fucking idiot because he is. If he's willing to lie about that, you're the richest man in the world and you felt the need to lie about being one of the top video game players in the world for some specific games. If he feels the need to lie about that, he's lying about fucking everything, bro. He's lying about everything. He is #1 in PR and marketing. It's very Trumpian. That's what Trump did too. It's all about, he wants to try to make you believe in something bigger than yourself, right? And he wants to be that thing. Another comment, Joe, this guy laid off 10% of his workers to make sure he got a $56 billion bonus. You don't get $400 billion net worth without being wildly greedy. This goes on, bro. I actually got some fire memes from this subreddit. There's like a picture of somebody chugging water, and it says like Elon Musk's piss is the water, and the woman drinking it says Joe Rogan. Oh, people are waking up to it, bro. People are waking up to it. I'm very happy people are waking up to it because it really is humiliating. And the other thing, like, the way he religiously dodges any and all stories about how much of a fucking idiot and an asshole Elon Musk is, it's just, like, I know you've seen the stories. I know you've seen the story about Elon Musk illegally slashing NIH funding, which includes cancer research for kids. I know you saw that. I know you saw Elon bragging about destroying the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is the anti-scam police, and then in his replies, even a bunch of Elon supporters and MAGA supporters going, hold on, this is one of the good government agencies. This has nothing to do with waste, fraud, and abuse. This agency got my money back to me when I was robbed by a bank. I know Rogan's seen it. I know he's seen it. I know when he saw the Nazi salute that he went, yeah, that kind of looks like that. I know it. But then he gets in front of the public and he's like, bro, Elon, bro, he's like special, bro. Elon's like special. His little bit he does where he's like, oh, my little puny brain can't possibly compete with Elon Musk. Yes, Elon. Yes, where's the baby oil? I'll jack you off. Elon. I really leaned in hard on this one too. And I guess a lot of other people were as well. This, like it's humiliating just how much he sucks off robber barons now. Like every other week, he's got on some robber baron who like has committed fraud 58 times and is like rigging the government to give themselves more tax cuts as they cut the social safety net. And he just has these conversations, but they lie to everybody. They lie to everybody's face. And you go, oh, wow, I didn't know that. This is Joe Rogan sitting there saying shit like that. Well, now this is the first time I have ever seen this man, even in the tiniest way, slightly disagree with Elon. So you ready for this? One of the things Elon's been going around saying is, well, we have a lot of people in Social Security who are 150 years old and they're getting checks. And then like every fact checker in the world, every expert in the world came out and said, that is 100% not true. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Right? And it had something to do with how they coded in the system. And there's even literally like it cuts off guaranteed for everybody over 115 years old anyway. Like that's in there. It doesn't matter. He's lying. And he literally went on to say we can cut like 50% of Social Security and be okay. Oh my God. It's the most popular government program in the country. It keeps your grandma out of poverty. The poverty rate before Social Security was 30% for old people. Now it's all the way down to 10% because of Social Security. So anyway, everybody and their mother was like, Elon, you're fucking wrong. And they even had some government agency release a statement. So, oh, some people have said, and there's this false claim that's been reported about 150-year-olds. Turns out that's not true. That was their way of walking it back a little bit, right? And Trump even repeated the lie. Trump repeated that, which is mental. He was saying the same thing. Okay. Well, Joe on his show, listen to what he says. Ready?
Now they're talking about Social Security.
Yeah.
And that people are receiving Social Security that are 150 years old. But I don't think that is the reality as it's being explained by people who understand COBOL, the language, and this computer programming language that they use is ancient, right? Which is kind of crazy that they're still using that, right?
It's the government. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
So some guy who understands it was explaining that if certain factors aren't taken into consideration or certain things aren't entered in, like date of birth or when there's certain things
or date of death, or,
right? But it doesn't even necessarily mean that all these people are receiving checks,
right? They're just listed on the files,
right?
And it doesn't mean money's going out to them. And so, again, from a messaging perspective, does Elon need to screenshot that and then send it out as a tweet or whatever we call X nowadays, right. and then suddenly you've got a couple million people going, oh my God, we're paying dead people. Well,
right. That's the problem with being hyperbolic.
Hyperbolic. He's being hyperbolic. I'm gonna try not to be the biggest dick in the world, right? Because this is the first time I think he's ever disagreed with Elon, insofar as I know. But this is the most you're gonna get from the truth teller. This is the most you're gonna get. Elon. I don't necessarily think that the thing that you're saying is necessarily true. I think that maybe it's a little hyperbolic when you say it. He's a fucking liar, Joe. He's a liar. He's a liar. Okay? By the way, we already have parts of the government that their whole purpose is to go after waste, fraud, and abuse, the thing that Trump and Elon claim they're doing. We have the inspectors general. Their whole purpose is to go after waste, fraud, and abuse. Guess what? Trump fired them. He fired them. We also have the GAO, Government Accountability Office. They go after waste, fraud, and abuse. And then DOJ comes in, completely illegal, completely unconstitutional, hack into our treasury, steal everybody's data, right? Delete programs they don't like, delete agencies they don't like, based on nothing, again, completely illegal. We know, as a matter of fact, what the fraud rate is in Social Security, and it's actually, insofar as government programs go, it's one of the programs with the least amount of fraud. It's 0.84% fraud, and that usually happens in the form of slight overpayments to people. Those are the facts. That's what we know, right? So Elon, who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and he's a liar, goes out there, starts hacking around in the back of all of our programs. Has Joe commented on the fact that there are about a dozen federal agencies that have investigations into Elon for his businesses, for his labor abuses, for his exploitative practices vis-a-vis his workers? And that Elon went in there and started disassembling the exact agencies which regulate his ass. At the same time, he's going in front of the public saying, oh, if I have any conflict of interest, I won't touch those programs. And Trump's like, that's right, we wouldn't let him touch it. Meanwhile, every fucking day, he's going after government agencies that regulate his ass. There's a reason he killed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, because him and all of his robber baron buddies are criminals. They commit fraud on a regular basis. Mark Andreessen, who you had on your podcast, is a fraudster. And he was lying about the CFPB to Joe Rogan's face, saying, oh, this is Elizabeth Warren's personal agency, and they debank conservatives. None of that's true. She came up with the idea, but it's not her personal agency, and they do the opposite. They've protected people from debanking, and they've returned money to Americans when they're defrauded by credit card companies and big financial institutions and Wall Street. So this is the best you're going to get, bro. This is the best you're going to get. This right here is Joe Rogan roaring in to fact check Elon Musk. But ready? So actions have consequences, right? Actions have consequences. And Joe tried to do this the other week where he's like, who, me, bro? Me, bro? You know, I got like some Democratic ideas. I got some Republican ideas. I'm not part of like any team or anything, bro. Oh, really? Spare me. You endorsed Donald Trump. You endorsed him. As he sat there and lied to your face, too, for fucking 3 hours. But that's another conversation for a different day. I never said lock her up about Hillary. I never said that, Joe. Joe's like, oh, dude, really? Oh. I never said it. Cut to the fucking thing of him doing it like 15 times. Of course he said lock her up. It was like basically one of his unofficial campaign slogans. He never said that. My ass. Also lied about the election being stolen when it wasn't in 2020, right? And he sucks off Elon every day, as you all know. But, so actions have consequences. Look at this. The Midas Touch podcast grew its reach by 101% in the past month, raking in 56 million downloads and views across audio platforms and YouTube. Data as of February 18th showed. Joe Rogan's show came in second place with 48.6 million downloads and views, down by 32% over the last month. Midas Touch, the anti-Trump podcast, up 101%. Dethrones the king, Joe Rogan, who collapsed 32%. It's nice to see that the truth is catching up to the lies. It's nice to see that, because as a general rule, you know, the lie gets all the way around the world before the truth can get its pants on. But it's finally catching up to Rogan, because there's just too much meat riding, too much glazing, too much robber baron pleasuring, too much greasy hand jobs to bloated losers who've ruined our economy and corrupted our government, right? So it's about time everybody woke up, right? And the other thing is, and this will be my final point, how many times can you have the same fucking conversation? How many oh, wokeness is really bad, bro. These college kids are so woke, bro. They don't even let you tell jokes anymore, bro. You got that every other episode, probably every fucking episode. Right? Elon, bro. Elon's so smart, bro. He's really saving the country by cutting cancer research for kids in the Department of Education and flight safety officials, bro. You know, and the Democrats are so bad. They're so corrupt. Let's talk about how corrupt Nancy Pelosi is. Funny. He's got so much to say about that. Doesn't say a fucking word about Trump running a crypto scam on his own supporters 2 days before his inauguration and stealing billions of dollars from them. Nothing to say about that. Zip. Zero. So again, spare me. Just fucking spare me with this. It looks like the truth is finally catching up to Rogan, and it's nice to see. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.